You are listening to our end of the year special entitled 2020, The Good, the Bad, and the WTF. This episode will feature our quick hitters format for the majority of the show. If you like what you hear, feel free to check out our Patreon page and support an independent podcast at patreon.com/highscore510. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful holidays and a happy new year.
You are listening to High School 510, where sports is plain, comedy is pilot, and the sweet Jeeba is our jet fuel. Please sit back and enjoy the ride.
DC needs to they just need to stop.
That Wonder Woman got high praise, man.
It always gets high praise before it come out.
I think it's gonna be good, man. Wonder Woman 1984. I can tell you what I was doing in 1984. I was getting burnt by my dad's cigarette while we watched the guy with the torch run by us during the Olympics. I was like, are you trying to give me the 3D experience? You just burned me with your damn cigarette. Trying to have me on his back while smoking. Put a big Vincent Hedges scar on me.
That wasn't a vaccine shot. That was Vincent Hedges.
That's what I'm saying.
Vincent Hedges could cure some stuff. We don't know.
Yeah,
it could. I tell you what. It killed his taste buds before COVID-19.
Come on.
He couldn't taste shit, man. That's why I eat so much hot sauce. His grits would look so black with pepper on it because those Vincent Hedges had his taste buds gone.
God.
He had black grits.
Aaron's answered every song is Blackberry Molasses.
Right. Greatest song ever written. One of the top 10.
No.
Who's gonna say I agree with that?
The greatest song ever written was Diamonds and Pearls.
Didn't get enough credit. Okay, greatest song ever written that doesn't get enough credit it deserves.
Actually, the greatest song ever written to me is Jamaica Funk.
I thought you said the greatest song ever written was Teddy's Jam by Guy. Had no lyrics.
I think if you're gonna go Tom Brown, you need to go like one more level. So he did Jamaica Funk. You should go to Thigh High.
Thigh High?
Yeah.
Me and my brother had that conversation, which one we like the most. I just think Jamaican Funk, I want people, like if you're in a club and Jamaican Funk comes on, people act stupid. People lose their mind. Thigh High is not the same to me. Thigh High to me is on a more personal level. If you trying to get to work real fast, you need some speeding music. You put on Thighs High.
Wait, so Thigh High make you say,
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
What's that have to do with anything we talking about?
I don't know. I haven't played that one in a minute. I just had to hit it.
You really haven't. You have not. I think the video along with that is even funnier because to watch it happen is like, oh my God.
Oh, and then at the end when he start dancing, they start getting ready to Holy Ghost. He start feeling this.
I like the praying in tongues. The praying in tongues got me. You be happy.
This video they prayed in tongues?
Yeah,
he start praying in tongues and delivered it.
Yeah.
I don't like men no more. I said I like women.
Yeah. I will not carry a purse. I will date a woman.
No, he date a women.
Are y'all ready to start the show?
Do it.
Okay. All right. Well,
do it.
Woody, I need a letter.
It's the end of the year. Let's do Z.
Ooh. Okay. Xenophobia. Zesty. Zeal. Xanthadu. Wait, was it Xanthar? Or was it
Xanadu? The movie Xanadu?
Zathura.
That's an X. Isn't that an X too?
Already two of those words start with X. Already.
Oh,
Zendaya. Two of those words start with X.
Shaka Zulu. Zulu Nation. Zulu Nation. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to the High Score 510 podcast. You can catch us at High Score 510 on the Instagram, the YouTube, and the Twitter. You can also tap in with us on our Patreon page. Check it out at www.patreon.com/High Score 510. And feel free to email the show at highscore.fans@gmail.com. So aside from that, we are here with...
This is Aaron Grayson, also known as AG3. Coming at you faster than CDC and everybody approving drugs right now.
You think I'm a goddamn fool? Ask me that stupid ass shit every motherfucking night. I'm sick and tired. I'm fed up with every fucking thing. No shit from you guys, no shit from you fucking players. And they can do any motherfucking thing they want to do. I'm sick and tired of all this bullshit. Now, put that in your fucking pipe and smoke it.
I finally found somebody posted the unedited version, bro. I'm so happy.
I miss old school baseball. I really do.
Yes. Shout out to Hal McRae. Hal McRae, if y'all don't know, that was Hal McRae, former was the Royals manager at the time?
Royals, yes.
He was the Royals manager for their first and last black manager.
Wait, yeah, you're right. I was like, I thought maybe the Royals had another one, but
it's like when Obama got elected, they say, watch what Hal McRae did and don't do nothing like that. You gonna fuck it up for everybody else.
He was a decent manager too. He just had that experience.
Yeah.
I heard that was at the beginning of the season too. It was crazy.
That was the beginning of the season.
Yes, so that's what the story is.
They must have been doing real bad. God damn.
George Brett was probably saying racial shit to him. That's why.
Yeah, you're right. It was the beginning of the season. It was the beginning of the season.
George Brett, that beautiful white man, represent Middle America.
He probably put pine tar on his face, had a black face moment, probably.
Yeah, seriously.
well, you know, it's funny. You won't get arguments like that no more because you don't get beat writers that follow baseball managers around, follow teams around. And, you know, the writers talked about the little things in the game. I don't even think they pay attention enough now. You know, I missed having like those writers that follow the team around, talk, and they knew enough baseball that after a game, because they talked to him about like when he made a change and going righty lefty. Like now it's kind of like the talk we got after the World Series when the manager didn't leave in Blake Snell. Like that used to happen every game and you got like great things out of it. Now you don't do that anymore. Now they just talk to MLB Tonight and they talk to some former player that don't know how to fucking don't know how to break anything down.
Oh yeah. Well, my brother just let me know that the writers actually work for MLB now, so they have a conflict of interest. They don't even have the freedom to write because most of the papers,
it's not like the newspapers back then. The freedom of the press, it was great, man. Now it's not the same.
That's why, you know, I'm telling you, man, conspiracy brother out here, you know, man, we got an economic dictatorship, bro. It's like you got people just buying up all the things, saying don't talk about this, don't talk about that. Otherwise, we won't pay you. We might not kill you. We still might kill you, but it'll take a lot more for us to kill you if you fuck up the money. But we ain't gonna pay you. That's why people say don't mess with big pharma, don't mess with insurance companies, because you might end up having a heart attack in your pool.
So that's what happened to Rodney King.
Yep, conspiracy brother.
Behind every great black man is the police.
That's what happened to Rodney King. I guess it had nothing to do with some of that cocaine and St. Ides in the system either.
No.
Nah,
couldn't have been any of that.
None of that. Come on now.
Rodney King was akin to Martin Luther King, the same way that Dr. Umar Johnson was akin to Frederick Douglass.
You're on the wrong podcast for that one, Jerry. You need to join those podcasts, those friends of ours that do conspiracies.
Shout out to it was Awesome Real Shits podcast.
Sponsorship.
It's a conspiracy podcast. You're on the wrong podcast coming with that. You know, I heard Rodney King was in Evander Holyfield's pool when he drowned.
You know, I really don't want to talk about this over the telephone. Perhaps we could meet at a secret location.
Right.
we don't want to get Evander going broke because he's paying off Rodney King's restitution. We are here with.
Hello, everybody. It's your friendly Captain. Captain P-Funk coming at you like December 26th when you'll get your Christmas packages.
Somebody's gonna have to give us some booty.
Pretty much. If you want your package, somebody's gonna have to give up some booty. Somebody. The way things are going right now, I'm afraid.
You got to hit him on that direct line, like, hey, man, I need that package now. There's some booty over here waiting for you. Get it here the next day.
Express delivery.
Yeah. Yeah, he's I'm gonna expedite this D and this P. All right. And we are here with
how's everybody doing? It's your man Uncle Dub from the Sports Wagon podcast. I'm back, and it's the end of the year, and we're about to kick it hard, guys.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Got you.
If you a single, beautiful, nappy-headed, intelligent, voluptuous black woman, send your resume to Dr. Umar Johnson at yahoo.com. If you are a single, beautiful, nappy-headed, voluptuous black woman, send your resume to Dr. Umar Johnson at yahoo.com.
Does he have job openings? I mean, it's like,
I don't know.
You want a resume? You gotta send a resume to date him? Like, what's? I'm not understanding.
I need to do a little more research on Dr. Umar Johnson. He said he raised like almost over $700,000 for to open his own school, and then
is he a real doctor?
He got like
about one of those, you know.
He got 6 degrees of separation. He said he got 6 degrees. So yeah, he said he went to a couple different schools. I think he went to Lehigh for one of them. He said he was on.
And none of them using an address that's off of a ship that's in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Are any of those schools credible?
They all got.
Yeah.
They all got.
They're accredited.
Did he get? Are they credited?
It's like you look up the school. The school address is a PO box.
PO box to a ship in the middle of the Pacific Ocean next to the Scientology ship.
Right,
did he get his African American studies at Trump University?
Yeah, no, yeah, I hope so.
Oh,
and, he went there. He went to one of the schools that don't even have a PO box. They just got an Amazon drop box.
One of his degrees is from Crenshaw High School.
Exactly. He got a Crenshaw Night School degree.
I could not imagine dating, Umar Johnson dating. He doesn't swipe left or right. He swipes up and down. Like he just does it differently, That's how he wants his resume. That's how he wants it sent in.
What he needs to do is, since he's because he's super like you, he'll criticize you and not respect you, or he'll lose a lot of respect for you if you're not dating a black woman as a black man. That's like one of his main stances. And I'm just thinking, man, like this is a time for you to like really, capitalize and create a blacks only dating site. You know what I'm saying? That's a swiping site. You know what I'm saying? Just they had what was the one that Aaron like?
Blackplanet.com. It wasn't a dating site. It just became. That wasn't a dating site.
That just got out of control. Black Planet was cool. Then when Black Planet Love came around, I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it wasn't a dating site. It was originally a nice site. Yeah. I wish you would have been a little older, Jarrett, and you would have seen it when it first started. It was like, wow, like I was super impressed.
Really, if you think about it, it was kind of like Facebook. But if you did it right, it could have been a dating site if you did it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh no, that's what it basically became. Like all my friends, like I was like, man, I'll never get over a certain Mr. Bob Fully Love. The one name I won't censor on this show, Bob Fully Love. And I was like, man, how'd you get to go to Japan? How'd you find this Japanese woman that keep buying your flights to Japan? I said, where are you meeting them at? Blackplanet.com. I threw my hands up. I was like, all right, I know not to go back to that ever again now.
That's when you meet them Asian women. You get a free trip to Japan, Aaron. You should have done it.
He was meeting every woman. I'll go ahead and pay my way to Japan before I go his route.
Aaron, you get you a sugar mama, man. You'll pay for the airfare and the pineapple juice.
Man, and his KFC he was eating every day.
And we also have a fly on the wall. Rondo Calrissian, are you there?
Oh, hello.
Yeah. And we are here with Rondo Calrissian, our fly on the wall. Would you like to introduce yourself?
This is Rondo Calrissian. Come to you from Middle America.
Beautiful.
Welcome.
I love this is the beautiful white women in Middle America.
Here's your soundbite.
If you get your ass kicked, you know you made it.
And Richard Pryor quotes. I give it this. You know, his quotes, if you just like take his thing and divide them up into like one little piece,
yes,
they fit so perfectly into any generation, any decade, any situation.
They're the best. The absolute best.
Well, I'll tell you this: there is definitely not enough of these.
There's enough niggas in here to make a Tarzan movie.
Where we're at right now in Great Falls. Shout out sponsorship.
You can't make a Tarzan movie. You go certain parts of Oakland, you run into enough Cambodians to make a Rambo movie.
I'm not afraid because I'm telling the truth.
Enough Cambodians in here to make a Rambo movie. We can act like we in Vietnam.
Niggers won't mind.
The Bay Area do got its infusion of Asian culture. So, you know, you got enough Filipinos to also make a Rambo movie because, you know, Filipinos are the de facto any dark-skinned Asian people that you need. They can also play light-skinned Asian people too.
Yeah, they play it all. They can also play Native American people if you need them to.
They like the Italians of old movies where Italians played all the darkies.
Yeah. Italians played all the degenerates. And
they played all the Mexicans.
It's like watching East Side Story, dude. It was like Rita Moreno and a bunch of Italians.
Pretty much.
And my name is Jarrett, aka DJartt, with 2 T's for a double dose of that tink tink. The D is silent, so it's just Jartt.
Always trying to shut the white man down.
As is always, trying to shut him down so I can talk to his beautiful white women. Come on. Get him out the way. Today is a special episode. We're going to be getting into a year-end roundup. So in today's special episode, we are going to be doing a special portion of the show. We're going to be doing 2020, the good, the bad, and the WTF. So we're going to talk about.
There's no good.
I think
it's only WTF and bad. You're just getting this messed up. There's no good out of 2020 at all.
Are you sure? You know,
it was just
there were some slivers. There was a few slivers, but I mean, I see what you're going, Pietro. I mean,
Woody, it was all bad. WTF and SSBBW. That's what 2020 felt. It felt like an SSBBW was just sitting on our chest all year.
It's a long time.
Just carrying it around. You know, they talk about you got that monkey on your back. It was an SSBBW on our back all year.
If she's sitting on your chest, that would account for the shortness of breath. Okay.
Oh,
but we had a hard one to toe. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it was definitely not a easy week, but I'll say wait, hold on, Pedro. What does the SS stand for? SSBBW?
You don't want to know.
Do any of y'all know what a BBC is? No! You don't want to know. It does much damage.
Just look it up on your own time.
I'm looking it up, and it's popping up all these.
It stands for
websites.
Super. Stands for You don't want to click on it. Shut down Zoom. Zoom take up too much bandwidth.
It's a supersized.
Zoom takes up too much bandwidth to go to anything Pedro's suggesting right now. You go to. Your computer gonna be frozen.
I had to look it up. I was trying to like a straight sinister BBW.
No. It's just if you want to do the PG version is My 600-Pound Life.
Oh yeah. Okay, I seen that show. So Woody, man, you back on the show. Just want to say welcome back. How's everything going with your show and out there and on the East Coast, and how's the East Coast life winding down, or saying this end of 2020 and everything?
I mean, everything's good, man. We just had some snow a couple days ago, so snow turned to ice, so it's melting away. Other than that, everything's good. The podcast, I just wrapped up the first season, so the season finale is up. Wrapped up 2020, talked a little college football, and I'm a little upset because now college football is really about to kick into high gear with the college football playoff announcements today. But I'll cover all that in early January. But other than that, man, everything's good. I appreciate you guys having me back on the show. Always good to be here.
All right, man. We appreciate you coming on with us.
Yes.
We're ready to have some fun. Question of the day. Disney announced this week that their Marvel MCU will not recast Chadwick Boseman or the role of T'Challa in the Black Panther movie franchise. Instead, they said they're going to explore the rich characters that they have already established in the Wakanda universe. So my question of the day is, what do you guys think about that? But also, how would you like to see them play out the next Black Panther movie with no T'Challa or no Chadwick Boseman?
They need a new action choreographer. The action in the first Black Panther, I feel like it was missing. That was the plot hole of the whole thing. That story and everything's great.
Yeah,
a little bit more action. It needed a lot.
It was too much CGI in the fight. Yeah. So it was all CGI, and I understand they're actors, but you could mix it up differently. You know,
it would have been a perfect movie. It would have been the perfect movie if it was choreographed with the arts of fighting.
So you telling me that wasn't a real person on top of that Audi A6 driving through the streets of Hong Kong?
Oh no, that was
Come on, you tell me what Korea is gonna have a black man on top of an Audi A6 driving downtown, and that shit don't make international news. I'm talking about the city of Wakanda is still secret. Ain't gonna be no secret no more. They would have stopped every K-pop concert to put this shit on top of one poster in the middle of it.
Oh shit. So Pedro, you think they can do a little better with the choreographing of the fight scenes and hopefully
that's what I hope. I don't know what their idea is about, I guess, going forward. Are they going to use the female actor, his sisters, the actor is escaping me, but I guess they're going to
Shuri, the one that plays Shuri.
Yeah, I guess they're going to focus more on her going forward. I don't know how that.
He became Black Panther in the comic book.
Okay. And I was going to say that I thought I would assume. Say, I'm not a comic book person, but I was reading. I think my wife was telling me this, but that's the next progression. That would make sense to me. Just follow the comic book.
I saw that too on the article that I saw. They were saying that eventually in the comic book, Shuri is endowed with the Black Panther thing, but then she also, because she wants it for the wrong reasons, she doesn't gain the powers until she comes to like her own philosophical reconciliation with why she wants to be Black Panther. But that would be cool. Letitia Wright is the actress that played her. Woody, how about you? What would you like to see?
I mean, like I said, I'm with her becoming the Black Panther, kind of on the line that you were just mentioned, because you filled in some details I wasn't aware of. My issue, or at least not my issue, I know how comic book folks get. I see the tweets and I see how there's the conversation back and forth on Twitter, and and a lot of them, God bless them, they're purists. They want the stuff framed in a certain way, or that's not how it went, and I'm just like, look, there's only so much you can do on film. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of take what you have and just frame it the best way you can. I'm all for taking that tack, because if Chadwick did not pass away, then there would be more storylines to investigate and kind of develop a little bit more. But now, unfortunately, that he's no longer with us, now here's an opportunity to kind of take what we know and just kind of go in a new direction.
I kind of agree on what some of the comic book purists say, because look what happened to the Transformer franchise. Franchise was wrecked. So you kind of want to stay in that frame. You can change some things out away, but I kind of now.
I was gonna say,
because I was agreeing with Aaron. Well, no, but I agree with Aaron. I agree with you, Woody, and I was agreeing with Aaron at first. But sometimes you don't have checks and balances. People just make their own thing out of known characters, and it gets wrecked.
Well,
so I kind of like the purists.
I think it depends on who's putting it together. I don't want to go. Yeah, I'm with Woody though. Sometimes a purist, because Pedro could be a purist sometimes too, Woody. When it comes to comic book movies, and they go too crazy. Because let me tell you how much of a purist Pedro is. He told me I wasted my money on a DVD, on a Blu-ray, because Pedro told me The Thor movie was good. You should watch it. Oh, Aaron is good. It's this
wait, which Thor movie? The original Thor movie.
Because I missed it in the movie theater. The original Thor movie.
Okay, I'm about to say I was not Thor Ragnarok because that was good.
The original, number one. No, he told me Thor 1, the first one. I missed it in theaters because Marvel and Pedro's like, no, it was good. I enjoyed it. I buy it on Blu-ray, and it is just straight butt crack.
No, I didn't.
One of the worst Marvel movies.
This is an absolute lie. I ain't never told you.
You told me that.
Good. No, I said watch it. I said watch it so you don't get lost in
the only way to watch it back then was to buy it.
It's good.
Oh God!
I wasted $20.
We still had Blockbuster.
We didn't have Blockbuster then. He wasted my money.
We still had Hollywood Video back then. What the hell
bucks, man, down the drain.
Man, you could have gone to Redbox.
And this is why he's appearing. Exactly. And you know what the funny thing is? After watching, I said, "Hey, man, it wasn't the worst movie. It was not good though, right? Why did you tell me that?" And Pedro goes, "It follows the comic book." That was his whole thing. That's the problem with purists. You can make a bad movie if it follows the comic book. They're like, it follows the comic book. I enjoyed it.
You're misquoting me. That's not what I said. I said you have to follow the story. I don't even know what happened. I didn't really read Thor. I didn't know the story. The only thing I knew about Thor was he wielded the hammer in Loki. That's the only thing I knew about Thor. I knew nothing about the story. I didn't know about Asgard. Well, no, I didn't know about Asgard.
You smoke crack, don't you?
I knew about Asgard, but I didn't really know the story. I didn't get into the story behind it. Okay. I told Aaron to watch the movie so he doesn't get lost in the series. I didn't tell him about buy the DVD. That's a lie. That's a lie from the pits of hell.
I told him the only way I gotta buy it to watch it. Should I buy it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I will say, you got to remember, if you tell Aaron to watch something, you remember.
I tell the girl, if I lick your ass, you know my dick going in it. So
come on,
whatever my tongue touch, my dick going too.
So you gotta be careful because Aaron gonna buy that DVD. I told him about the Suicide Squad DVD.
Yeah, you told me that. Jared told me. I was like, Jared, is this worth it? He goes, well, it's interesting. I'll give you credit though. You told me exactly what it was. You said the first half, and that's all you said. You said the first half is quite interesting and a decent movie, and then you stopped and you basically left it up for me, and but that was another waste of money. Reason why I stopped blind Blu-ray now because of that. But it was exactly what you said. But I'm with Woody. The key is the themes. You got to have the themes. That's what some comic book purists don't understand. They're like, they'd rather see it play out like it did in panels. And it's like, no, it's not about the panels. It's about the theme, right? You take the whole Thanos, right? That was written in the 70s. That was written in the damn 70s. What they did was, it didn't follow exactly. He was trying to impress death. He wasn't doing this for this whole war thing. They made it better because they took the themes of what the Infinity Stone and the Infinity Gauntlet story was about and brought it to big screen.
Yeah, there are only so many things you can encapsulate from the comic book. Yeah. But to your point, whoever is putting it together, they have a responsibility to try to keep it within that bounds, because when you start taking theatrical license and embellishing and adding and taking stuff away, you can take some things away. You can't add too much, because when you start adding too much and you're changing a lot, because I see, Pedro, what you're saying, I totally understand that. And you don't want to change too much. You might make a little tweak here and there, but when you start making these grand changes and you're going away from, what the story that then I can see how I can get out of hand. And I totally understand that.
Yeah. Going with Letitia Wright, Shuri to be the next iteration, like that would be tight. I think that would be that would make sense.
Here's another thing though, with that going with how can I say this? Because
I know what you're trying to say. I'll say it for you, Pedro. You better go with her as Black Panther instead of bringing back Killmonger, because you want someone that can act, right? we don't want to bring back Black Panther. And then you have Black Panther 2, and people go sit in the theater and they think they watching Creed 3, right? And they're like, man, what the fuck? I came in a Creed. I could swear to say Black Panther. Why they showing Creed 1? I can't tell the difference. He acting the same. Wait, oh shit, man, is this Fruitvale Station? I didn't know Fruitvale. I didn't know parts of Oakland look like Wakanda, right? That's what you're gonna be thinking.
They got Bart in Wakanda.
I didn't know that. Bart going through Wakanda. If they had Bart in Wakanda, it'll be way cleaner than it is now, Woody. I'll tell you that. I tell you that.
For all we know, Bart was invented in Wakanda. For all we know,
I would agree with that, but I would think that if it was invented in Wakanda, it might actually work. They might actually know how to clean the seats.
They might not have. Yeah, they would have self-cleaning seats already.
They won't have. Have the ones where the cars that got the air conditioning blowing in hot air,
or the one where they got the same fabric on the seats from 1974.
Right. We'll see. The problem is they'll say, "Here's Bart. We give it to you to take care of and to handle." And well, what the hell after that? So
yeah, he turned over to the white man saying, "You see what happens." Well, I was actually. Go ahead, Pedro. Go ahead.
No,
Pedro.
I was going to say I don't want Killmonger coming in telling Sherry, yeah, I see you, the Black Panther now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take that off your hands.
Exactly, that's the time.
All right, Aaron. I would actually be down to see them reprise Killmonger. Like he put a bead in his body and he stopped the bleeding. He's still alive, and they bring him back, and he helps reclaim the throne, or helps rectify the country, and puts it on a slightly different philosophical path that's going to challenge the status quo of the Western colonial elite controlling the world. You know what I'm saying? I'll be down with that. But I don't know if Michael B. Jordan has the pull to do that. But I heard Michael B. Jordan was going into the MCU studios and pitching that they recast him or bring him back. So Aaron, we need to know, with another quick installment of WWMBJD,
What would Michael B. Jordan do? Michael
Michael B. Jordan is entering the MCU Universe Studios to challenge the directors and producers to bring him back for Black Panther 2. What would Michael B. Jordan do, Aaron?
Yeah, I heard in the script you was going to use Shuri. But I'm going to bring Black Panther back to life like I brought Oscar Grant back to life on screen. So I'm going to take that script off your hands.
Praise white Jesus.
I think he thinks method acting is like it comes from you go out and you buy some of the Target brand cleaning products, the method cleaning products they used to have, and then that's like, man, that's what method acting is. Like you clean the house and then you go out and you start acting. He's got one method.
I think if they ever brought back Inside the Actor Studio, I think it's pretty certain that Michael B. Jordan will not be a guest.
You're 100% right, because he ain't got no method to talk about.
Or I would love seeing that. I would love to hear his answers and where he got his methods from. But I was saying with the Marvel Universe, I was afraid of it maybe going to female superhero heavy.
You hear it,
as I said, because they were
straight
supposed
misogynistic. You hear this motherfucker?
Yeah, well, I am going a little misogynistic because wasn't they supposed to take Pepper Potts and be the new Iron Man? And
well, she was flying around in the suit. She was using the suits in one of the last Iron Man. So
yeah,
she was using the suit, but also she has that suit in the comic book. See, unlike Pedro, who is an old school comic book fan, I can move forward with life. I'm fine. Well, they're bringing out Miss Marvel as a female character, right?
You got Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel. I like Miss Marvel. They bringing out like Kamala Khan, as Miss Marvel, and I don't mind. I mean, look, Samuel Jackson is a great Nick Fury. And does he look like Nick Fury? No, David Hasselhoff looked more like the original Nick Fury than Samuel Jackson. I'm fine with making changes. All the other comic book fans need to grow up and make changes.
Yeah, I don't mind. As long as they don't.
Fired.
I guess as long as they don't do that scene like in what was it, Endgame, where they had all the they purposely had all the women just battling each other, and it was just like
they just stopped and posed. They weren't even just battling right there.
Well, see, that's your thing. We talk about
that was the only thing, but otherwise,
what do you don't understand? I saw that movie on my birthday with Jarrett and a couple other friends, and I shouldn't have snuck alcohol into the theater because I tell you this, Jarrett was making me laugh during that movie, and when that part happened, when Tom Holland's sitting there like, how are you gonna get through them? You can't do it by yourself. It's like we're gonna help her, and all the women stood there. Jarrett turned and loudly said in the theater, "The only person missing is Hillary Clinton."
Tell me He didn't just say that.
I couldn't stop laughing. I couldn't stop laughing. I thought we were going to get kicked out because I couldn't stop laughing. I said, I knew we should have watched this movie dry because I didn't know he was going to come in and say something like, I couldn't stop laughing. Damn. I was on the floor rolling. The only person missing is Hillary Clinton. Loud. The whole theater has to hear.
Man, she got a Kevlar pantsuit.
See, this is what I'm afraid of. You know, 2 women heavy. These jokes are gonna start coming out, and I don't want them to lose their fans because we still have to progress as a country. We not there yet.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get to our year-end roundup, the good, the bad, and the WTF. This is a quick hitter episode, y'all. So we're going to be doing a lot of our conversation in this quick hitter form. Some will be open form conversation and some will be our quick hitter form. So we hope you enjoy. Get ready. Also, if you want to hear our weekly quick hitters, tap into our Patreon at patreon.com/highscore510. Shameless plug. Got to do it. Let's get to it.
The good.
The good. Black Lives Matter now. Well, kinda.
I just say refer to Bill Burr.
Shout out to Bill Burr's sponsorship and all the beautiful white women he called out.
Sound like you're bringing up terrorist groups, Jared. I don't know if I want to sit here on this podcast.
Do Black lives really matter now? Because the way I hear it, all lives still matter.
According to all these Proud Boys marching around, that's not a thing.
As most things Black, they inspire new things. They inspired All Lives Matter. They inspired Blue Lives Matter. Sadly, it took a pandemic and let's just say people being murdered at the hands of police for us to start accepting it. Theo Epstein admits what DJartt has been saying all along, that analytics is killing baseball and making it more and more boring to watch.
Yeah, he would admit it when he was on his way out the door. He admitted it in his speech on when he was leaving. This is how you do it. You just be an asshole. You talk about how the aesthetic of the game is not the game is not as aesthetically pleasing, and how you and other of your co-general managers and people in charge of teams are the reason. And then you're walking out the door with this millions of dollars in it tote. That's like those people who did those fake monorails back in the day and gypped towns out of money. And then say, you know what? I'm sorry. People like me gypped you guys all your money. I just want to tell you before I hop on this bus and head out of here.
Or like all the pharmaceutical companies who were like, oh, we sorry. We didn't realize we was overproducing opioids and pushing them on insurance companies to give to patients. But we sorry. We're going to take this money off your hands.
Exactly. That's what you might have to say. I'm sorry we gave all those doctors bonuses for as many people prescriptions they gave out, but we're sorry. Just to let you know, but I'm letting you know this as I'm leaving with all this money. Now let me go to Jeffrey Epstein's island with Bill Cosby.
Right.
We've been saying it for a while. You know, all this analytics is just turning every player into the same iteration of itself. And as you know, one of the cool things about baseball is that different body types, different body sizes, different styles, different skill sets are allowed to flourish and be an important part of the team. You latch on to players that you identified with, and when everyone looks the same and plays the same, like there's a lot less, like that's why they can't build stars now. It's because everyone is this one model, one archetype, and it's hard for anybody to identify with them and enjoy like being a fan of them unless they're just dope ballers, and half these fools can't hit above 240.
It makes the game boring.
Analytics says you can hit below 240 as long as you hit 20 to 25 home runs every year.
The problem is now I need Daryl Morey to admit it too. Maybe I fucked up the way basketball is played.
Analytics is bleeding into other sports. We're seeing it in basketball. I mean, I think I read an interview with they talked to Shane Battier because I think he's with Miami. He's like either one of their assistant GMs or something, and he's in charge of their analytics. And I'm going, now there's analytics. And I mean, I knew there were analytics in the NBA, but it just seems like it's very, very pervasive.
All these extra metrics. they don't like they're good predictors of the percentages of chances of things happening, but at the same time, the human element and the moment, the actual singularity of this moment that they're going to have to play in is not something that can be predicted and replicated. And that's that essentially is the human factor that they ignore in analytics. The versus battle. Last night, the Bay Area was represented in full by your boy Too Short and your boy E40, Vallejo and Oakland being represented in a versus battle. And as you've seen throughout the year, we had plenty of versus battles to help quell the angst and the restlessness of pandemic America.
Oh,
Thank
that's what it's
God
doing?
for the versus battle.
That's what it's doing. I think it solved the homeless problem in my neighborhood too.
Yeah, I think I stopped seeing crack needles because of versus.
How did your versus battle get on the good? I'm trying to figure out how do you put versus battle on the good?
Because
Teddy Riley started us off on a bad note, and I don't think they gotten better. Especially the worst part about the versus battle is that when my sisters send me texts to keep reminding me to watch some versus battle I don't want to watch.
So look, so Teddy Riley had enough technical difficulties that they're like, oh, we're going to reschedule it. Plus, if I recall correctly, people were tuning into Instagram. They crashed Instagram.
Well, no, I'm going to put it to the bad because I was really looking forward to that Keisha Cole and Ashanti.
I was really looking forward to that too, to kind of drown out the dogs barking in my neighborhood.
Them two get to holler and them dogs might be barking even louder.
That's what I need. I needed to drown out the fireworks.
Yeah, I admit there have been some that have been better than others. Let's go and keep it real. But it's been neat. It's been a very neat experiment. I mean, even after this is over, they should still do it.
Can somebody explain to me? Well, Ashanti can't sing, right? Can somebody explain to me why they think Keisha Cole can sing?
That's my thing to get me. Ashanti was more of an entertainer, right?
Yes.
Like I see her as like kind of like an usher, right? Like you're not gonna sit there and go out and like be like, man, I gotta make sure I listen to this usher. Nah. You need to watch them dance, and it's an entertainer.
They're not the ones singing at your wedding as the bride is walking down down the aisle.
But Keisha Cole isn't really an entertainer, and for some reason I'm like, is this one of these Bay Area Oakland things where you just like her because she's from here? Because she can't sing for shit.
Oh, I didn't know she was from Oakland.
Yeah, she's
from
Oakland. I thought she was from Atlanta. Okay, yeah.
See, she's singing now.
She lives in Atlanta.
I played
in Atlanta. Some of my favorite Twitter threads are, well, people say, what celebrity blocked you and why? Somebody wrote that Keisha Cole said that she was going to the Grammys, and someone goes, how are you going to the Grammys? Are you selling fish dinners outside? I was like, Jesus Christ, I'm done.
I like Keisha Cole and the fact that she can hit that she has a certain note that she can hit that is unique.
Yes.
As for singing,
that? She ain't hitting it at the right note though.
Shout out to OT Genesis. If OT Genesis can remake your song and sound almost, if not just as good as you,
I would think better. I was going to better.
I was going to post that. Who sung it better?
Yeah.
OT Genesis and Keisha Cole.
OT Genesis. OT Genesis dog might sing it better.
Hey, shout out to Keisha Cole's sponsorship. Come on our show. Shout out to Versus Battle sponsorship. Come on our show or have us on your show. And shout out to E40 and Too Short. They was on for like over 2 hours, man. Just having a good time, getting faded and just performing. It was a solid little. They had the $500,000 budget to set up their set, and it seemed like they had a good time. I think Too Short did forget some of his own lyrics at one point, but that's fine. You know, he's 50 years old. He getting to that point where he's like, man, we getting old. he said we getting old, man. Can't remember my own lyrics.
And he's 50-year-old. I believe he's 50 years old. I think he has a 2-year-old.
Yeah, he just had a kid like last year. So yeah, couldn't find the right bitch. That's shout out to Too Short sponsorship. The Washington football team and the Cleveland non-Native Americans are changing their names. They've come out this year after pressure from FedEx and other companies and BLM and the awakening of BLM, and they're going to change their names from Native American nicknames. So that's a good thing, right?
Yes, I mean Cleveland's going to keep their name at least until they're going to keep their name through this season. So they'll change their name next season. The Washington football team, I don't know what the hell they're doing. I mean, it's just been a mess with them. Who knows what they're going to change their name to? Snyder's beefing with his minority owners. They own 40% of the team. They're trying to sell their stake, and Snyder is trying to buy the 40%, and he can't. It is a hot mess. This whole franchise is messy.
I thought the Washington football team was going to change their name into the Wife Beaters.
I mean, it's pick one. It could be that. It could be the let's drop the girl on drugs at the hospital and let's drive away. They've had a plethora of problems. I mean, I am so shocked that they have not embarrassed themselves as much off the field this season. And they really haven't been that bad on the field, but they haven't been great either.
I thought they were going to be called the Washington Women Watchers.
the Washington toxic workplace environment.
Take any 80s movie about the stock market, about people working for some of these companies that were stock trading and how they treated women, and that's the Washington football nowadays in 2020.
It's almost as bad as Jerry Richardson in North Carolina or Carolina Panthers.
It was worse. It was worse. We knew that was bad. We didn't know it could get worse.
Well, Jerry Richardson was just an old man, just creepy old man. And he walked around being creepy old man. Washington had people working, executives, everyone doing shit.
Did they do something with like the cheerleaders? They tried to at Washington.
They try to make them pose nude.
They're trying to make them pose, and then
retribution if they didn't. Yeah.
The NFL need to come in and just take that team away. They need to Donald Sterling got a team taken away just for talking shit about Magic Johnson.
That is Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson's pool.
I don't think Donald Sterling was a racist. I just think he just liked his black men to be more bullish.
Sterling was an old racist white man, and he just got caught. Well, he was saying stuff out loud like they normally do.
He was like Ty Cobb. He was like Ty Cobb.
Right.
He hated everybody.
Right. And his young girlfriend decided to tape it. So, hey, you're stupid.
He was black.
Exactly.
She was mixed. She was mixed with black and with an Asian sun visor.
She was mixed with black and a middle-aged Asian woman's sun visor.
That's what she was mixed with.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta agree with him on something. I mean, what has Magic Johnson done? What has he done?
What has he done? Can you tell me? Big Magic Johnson. What has he done?
Well, yes, he's a business person.
He's got AIDS.
I mean, really?
And that's why we need Donald Sterling around.
I can listen to that about 30 times over.
I'll take Donald Sterling over Steve Ballmer any day right there.
Dad, I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
He has AIDS. I mean, he wasn't lying. He didn't lie.
Yeah, he did, because he does not have AIDS. Yes, he's HIV positive.
True.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, he was wrong.
Wrong?
He's got
That's the only thing
AIDS.
he's wrong about, though.
That's why. The Pentagon released UFO videos basically admitting that they have had experiences and have been studying UFOs and extraterrestrials. But nobody cared.
Yeah, well, no. See, that's good because I've been telling y'all all this time. There was something on that moon. I drive at night, so I see the people and I see stuff on the moon moving.
I saw it too. It's called Sentinel Prime. I saw that Michael Bay Transformer movie.
I don't think that Atlantis sank. I think Atlantis lifted off.
So here's the question: who's doing the probing?
We know who was doing the probing. It was Epstein and Darren Sharper.
And Dr. Huxtable.
And Darren Sharper.
It was Weinstein and Huxtable and Darren Sharper.
It was Epstein, Weinstein, Huxtable, and Sharper. They was doing all that probing. They was probing. It's a whole society of probers.
I was like, hey, Dr. Cosby, wrong species. That's a woman. We need you to probe the alien.
See, they're really aliens. It's like V, the movie V. They really aliens.
Oh,
Einstein, Sharper, all of them. And they was probing everybody. They doing it for research reasons.
I like booty.
Felice Booty Johnson. His job is to research the prisons. So he just kept probing too while I was doing it.
Well, shout out to UFO sponsorship. Come on our show. Harvey Weinstein was convicted for his acts this year. If we forgot about that, that's a good thing that happened, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Convicted, then murdered.
Oh, is he dead?
No, he's still alive, isn't he?
No, Epstein is dead.
Epstein was murdered.
Oh, Epstein. Jesus, sorry.
He hung himself.
Well, here's the thing
Bruises all
about
over his
Weinstein. Now his lawyer's saying something about now he has COVID or something.
Man, he's the most out of shape person in the world. He could have a common cold and it will feel like COVID.
The reason why he had to use his power against all them women throughout all those years is because he had all those pre-existing conditions before they became known as pre-existing conditions. Have you seen that man?
Man looked like he got type 3 diabetes.
He's a walking pre-existing condition.
Type 3 is when you do a pinprick and jelly come out.
One of the women said he ain't got like a real dick. He got to like use something to like pump air into his dick.
He's got to take a needle, like some of the needle.
He said he injected some fluid.
God. That's what I'm talking about, type 3. And I'm not talking about regular jelly or preserves. I'm talking about like McDonald's jelly come out. The McDonald's jelly from the 80s.
I think he had Decepticon. He's probably injected some hydraulic fluid into his dick.
How do we know he ain't alien?
Because I would think aliens have more technology to might make themselves look like a walking Rolo.
Well, maybe he...
That's not even blending in. That's blending out. He wouldn't even be allowed back on the ship after that, man. What the fuck did you do down here?
Last one, and this one comes with a little sound bite. Because Black Lives Matter in 2020, audiobook companies, along with, obviously people know blackface is wrong, but now audiobook companies are jumping on board and they're realizing that audio blackface is also wrong. This is an excerpt from Fireside Magazine.
Fireside Magazine presents The Art of Speculating by Regina N. Bradley, edited by Maurice Broaddus, narrated by Kevin Rainier. Published in the autumn 2020 issue of Fireside Quarterly. I'm a Southern black woman who stands in the long shadow of the civil rights movement. Southern hip-hop helped me navigate the contemporary Black South.
So when he said the art of speculating, I was like, wait.
Jamaican. I thought it was Chet Hanks at first when he said that.
It's your boy Chatana.
I'm here to read your book for ya.
Man, I'm sorry, I didn't hear none of the audio. So
oh shit! Don't worry. Here's a longer clip of it. If y'all didn't hear.
Southern hip hop helped me navigate the contemporary Black South. When I gathered with friends, Southern hip hop was the soundtrack. When I grieved my father, Southern hip hop was my comfort. And years after my initial transplanting into Albany, Georgia, it dawned on me that Southern hip-hop was the blueprint for understanding Black Southernness in the post-civil rights era. Specifically, I found myself doing deeper and deeper dives into the music catalog of Outkast, those two funketeers from Atlanta who offered innovative and dynamic musical redressing to the question of where and how the Black South positions itself in American culture.
Wait a minute.
Is that Colonel Angus?
Wait a minute. I need that man to narrate my life, please. That was wonderful. That was wonderfully beautiful.
Remember the Rick and Morty episode where guess who's purging and he had to sit and listen to that dude's book that sucked? It kind of sounded like him sometimes. And the article I read was like, he went from sounding like he was like mid-Atlantic coast to like Southern person to patois.
You know what? I don't know if the guy ever been to the South. I think he's been to like on the edges. Like he said, he jumped accents and then it was just awful.
A shout out to Fireside Magazine for hiring one, nondescript white guy to do all your narrating reads.
I just reread the tweet from Arthur and she was pissed.
Hey, look, he needs a job. I will pay him to narrate the last couple of years of my life.
like for me, like I'm down to hear the whole book just because I want to see him trying to really continue to maintain a consistent accent while trying to read this black woman's experience.
I got a question now. Since they're reading in blackface, the famous scene in Airplane when the lady was going back and forth trying to understand the two guys that talking to jive, was that blackface?
I don't know, because she was just, she was communicating. She was code switching.
Yeah. Or what about the woman in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker who was talking with the Clarence Williams III?
Jan Brady.
Yeah, remember she was married to Clarence Williams III and I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? Or was that, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had two little white kids.
Oh, yeah. That was Jan Brady?
And one of the kids the girl was the one that was in Jurassic Park.
That's when Jan Brady fell off because she wasn't sleeping with Harvey Weinstein. She had to do black movies.
Yeah, I put in the category of Razor Ramon. Like, I gotta have something else. This world's gonna be a very boring place.
Shout out to Razor Ramon, Scott Hall sponsorship.
Razor Ramon, Lamar
hey,
from those Revenge of the Nerds movies.
No. The best one though was dude who was Johnny Five.
I got one even worse than that. The Asian dude from 16 Candles.
Automobile.
Yes.
Bruh, I saw Gremlins 2 last week when I got up here, and you remember Gremlins 2 when they were in the city and they were in that building in New York, right? And they had the one Japanese tourist dude who all he wanted to do was take pictures. And they're like, can you come take photos for me while we try and chronicle? He's like, photographs is my life.
There was no bounds in the 80s when they did it. Like the problem now is that we have bounds.
Yeah.
It's only gonna get worse when you have bounds. It's better when you don't have bounds. Just let it go crazy.
Yeah, that was bad. It was bad.
Asians invented cameras.
According to Reggie White.
Oh Lord.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we need that soundbite so bad.
I got it. It's right here. Hold on.
If you go to Japan or any Asian country, they could turn a television into a watch.
Yeah, that's just disrespectful right there.
This is terrible. So bad. So bad.
He meant it as a compliment, though.
I don't know if that was CTE or just Christian fundamentalism. I'm trying to figure out which one it was.
Probably a terrible mix of both.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other takes on audio blackface being shunned in America now?
I mean, is it really shunned? I mean, we had one little small audio company that said they ain't gonna do it. I mean, they are just stupid enough to do it.
Well, I encourage it. Nothing sounds better.
Well, let's get on to the bad. We're moving on to the segment, the bad. So we have a list of the bad things that happened in 2020. So let's get to that.
The bad.
The bad. The COVID-19 spread faster than TikTok.
Well, one, to stop the spread, you wear a mask. The other, to stop the spread, it seems like the government is trying to shut down TikTok. So what do? Wear your fucking mask. How about that?
I mean, I was a little depressed because I couldn't go to the strip clubs. No, well, actually, you could in Arizona.
Coronavirus shut everything down this year. They made this year seem so short, yet so goddamn long. I couldn't remember half the things on this list that happened.
As soon as phase 2 started, the strip club was open. Somebody explain that.
The worst part about it spreading, it's already bad. We're all going through it. The world is going through it. At least it's not like a separate thing that no one's going through. The worst part about it is that we just really see where human thinking and society is. Like Pedro said, we fought to get bars and strip clubs open before we got schools open. Places like London, Japan, Korea were able to open their younger schools. And now here we're worried about make sure the breweries are open. What about these new startup microbreweries? What are they gonna do? What they gonna do? They're gonna have to go out and get themselves a real job and shave that beard like they did before. Can't show up with a flannel and a trucker hat everywhere.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Aaron, that here in America, they're all worried about the fucking economy. I mean, well, it's a double-headed sword. It's like on one hand, they want the economy to run, but they wanted to run in the middle of a pandemic, and they're not doing anything about stopping the pandemic. So again, this current regime fucked it up from the word go, and now Biden's got to figure out how to clean this up. And you know, some of the shit he's saying right now, I'm kind of like,
yeah. You might, some of the shit he said, you might as well put the old man down at the end of the bar in charge.
You know, Obama had to clean up the Bush's mess, and then he had the country in a decent place, better than where he started, and he left it off for Trump, and then Trump has run this motherfucker into the ground. So the Republicans do a good job of leaving messes for other people to clean up. Like the pharmaceutical companies and Theo Epstein, the American dream. It's like, fuck shit up, and as you leave with all the money, say I'm sorry. Except Trump ain't gonna say sorry.
Why don't you ask China?
Trump ain't saying shit. He's just fucking up more shit as he leaves.
Yeah, he's knocking over vases on the way out. Well, one of our other topics was the politicization of a pandemic. So it kind of goes hand in hand. COVID spread, the politicization of a pandemic. Instead of it being a health crisis, it became a political, socioeconomic, or economic crisis.
We politicize too much in this country, and we all do. And that's like, hey, the first thing with that, stop talking about politics in bars. I'm going out to have a good time, and before this COVID thing, I'm trying to relax after having a hard week at work. Let me go out and get one drink, relax, maybe meet somebody. Let me talk to a stranger about sports or whatever. I don't want to talk politics. Stop talking politics in bars.
But that's where I go to get my politics. I go waiting in the Midwest. You talk to a trucker. Man, like, Trump did everything to save my life.
Death. We'll just say death. A lot of death in 2020 of some notable names and some names that became notable that created some of the positives from our good list. Breonna Taylor's murderers have still not been brought to justice. Kobe and Gigi Bryant.
F that pilot.
That's
all I got to say.
We don't know. We don't know what was said. We don't know what was said in the helicopter.
Learn how to fly.
We don't know what. Come on, we don't know what was said, dude. We don't know what was said. I tell you what. There's a guy there. There's a guy there that had $500 million that could convince people to fly in bad weather. So I don't know.
Learn how to fly.
It's just a tragic accident. I don't think we should be blaming people. It's just a tragic accident.
I am F that pilot and his family.
You know what you blame? You blame people for being impatient too. Driving a goddamn car.
Chadwick Boseman also died. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Eddie Van Halen, Lou Brock. It's a long list of many notable names.
Some of them people were supposed to die, Jared. They were in their ages.
Bob Gibson passed away.
Bob Gibson.
There's a long list. To quote this famous celebrity and philosopher, Renthal James Simpson. You know, when he talked about how feeling sad for Nicole dying, and they asked him about Ron Goldman, he said, "People die every day."
And I'm still looking for the real killers.
He thought he saw him. He thought he saw him the other day when he walked past the bedroom mirror.
Oh, there you go, right there. Let me call the police. Oh,
got away again.
Wait, that's me.
You know, like I said, death is a part of life. That's the part of life that we, is sad. We grieve. We celebrate the person's life. It helps us appreciate their life. It helps us appreciate how tender and fragile life is. And with that in mind, I'm really sad, Jared, that you didn't mention how Herman Cain died.
Is that political? Or are you making this podcast political, Jared?
I wasn't trying to politicize. Well, I said RBG died, but she also
she also should have retired years ago.
When RBG died, that was the moment that I think for a lot of people, they sat up and said, "Oh shit, I need to vote because this shit's about to get fucked up real quick." As if it wasn't already fucked up.
My anger was pointed towards her. I was like, dude, when during the Obama administration, she beat cancer twice. And he told her early on, he talked to her, other people talked to her about retiring, and she just refused to do it. She was 80.
That poses some new questions because, like I said, should a Supreme Court justice or any federal judge have a lifetime appointment? I say no. Technically, the way the Constitution was written, the forefathers basically set it forth that every so many years, the Constitution should be changed anyway. So we're pretty much not doing right by that. Biden should consider expanding the court. He should, because we're already seeing the effects of this dickhead getting. He got three people on the court. This piece of shit got 3 people on the court. That's
but I'll be honest. It's been crazy times that, like, even in the early '80s, where Reagan appointed a lot of people too, and he was able. It was a real conservative court, but you'll be shocked by some of the decisions that are made within that court, right? Like, even though like some of the people who were very conservative, things change when they get in there. They get around each other. Right. They start hearing different opinions, and and so sometimes things change. I didn't. That's what calmed me down on the RBJ. I didn't want to hate on someone who died, and Lord knows, everybody know I don't mind talking about the dead, right? I hope when I die, people talk about me that way. That's why I said, you either burn my body or bury me upside down with my ass sticking out. That's what I want, because I want everyone to talk about my ass. You never know. Sometimes conservative courts, sometimes people who were picked, like Justice Warren, who was picked by Nixon, ended up being one of the most liberal justices. He was conservative, everything he ruled on up until he hit the Supreme Court. Then he was so liberal after that. You never know. Right. Nixon said it was one of his biggest regrets.
Yeah, Anthony Kennedy was that way. Yes. Sandra Day O'Connor, she flipped on from time to time. Roberts is surprising me as Chief Justice. He's been very surprising, but Alito, he's starting to head right the way I figure. And of course, the 3 he put on the court. Fuck those 3. So I like got to expand the court, or this shit's gonna go the other way.
I really like beer.
That's the beauty of politics. Politics is it's a game of compromise and things like that. So. It's some enjoyment in that.
You guys want to think about Aaron talking about the dead? You should have heard what he said about Mike Douglas.
Mike Douglas. Oh, Mike Douglas. Mike Douglas used to make me moist when I watched the show. I admit it, I would get moist when I watched the show. Only white man ever did that to me was Mike Douglas.
The bad wildfires in Australia and Brazil. Oh yeah, and California was on fire for a month and maybe 2 or 3.
I feel like it wasn't as bad this year as it was last year.
I was about to say California been on fire for the last 4 years.
This year was pretty bad here. It was pretty bad. There was several weeks back to back where it was like one fire was starting, another one was getting ready to start, and then there's over. We were literally stuck inside for a month and a half, bro. It was like all of September was don't go outside.
We were in a pandemic, so I couldn't really feel the effects. Whereas last year we worked at a school and we couldn't go outside, so you really felt it. It was that day that we couldn't see the sun and everything looked orange.
Oh yeah, we had an orange sky day. That was pretty cool. The moistest place on earth is the Amazon, and that was burning for a long time also. Conspiracy brother, what I'm saying? They're saying that they're trying to develop that land and use it for agriculture and other mining of resources.
No, that's not what QAnon said. QAnon said because y'all out there driving them electric cars, it dried up the air and it made all the trees catch on fire.
Mia Khalifa is still trying to stay relevant in 2020. She even had her fans creating petitions to get all her videos banned off any platform.
A lot of people don't realize this. I was the first one to sign that petition. I paid money out of my own pocket to get that shit notarized.
Aaron started a super PAC for the Mia Khalifa take down her videos campaign. He's like, save the world from boring porn.
I got in trouble for hosting a dinner with more than 50 people as a fundraiser to get that shit signed. Hey, man, we got to get people on the streets getting this shit signed. We got P-Hub going down the drain. We got to download as much as we can. I don't need her videos clouding the way.
Everybody marching BLM and Aaron marching remove
Mia Khalifa.
MK.
I tried to get
MK.
Hey man, I tried to get OnlyFans to make sure her and Bella Hadid got banned.
Aaron was.
I don't even know she has OnlyFans. I was like, don't let her get one.
Bella Thorne, you mean?
Whoever.
Aaron was wearing his tinfoil hat at the MAGA rallies talking about MK Ultra is evil. And they were like, MK Ultra, I believe in that. He's like, so what you think they use? What chemicals they use? Like, no, I ain't talking about, I'm talking about Mia Khalifa, her Ultra weak
Exactly.
porn.
I joined the Proud Boys thinking I was going to stop that.
Wow.
And then she put up that shitty ass her crying over John Wall being traded. And I'm just like, okay, man, I'm done.
I'm like, just
I'm
stop.
done. Mia Khalifa used the N-word more than Richard Pryor. I didn't mind her using the N-word. I mind her backtracking.
Like, if you gonna use it, say it with your chest.
You used it in a sexual manner. There's a lot of people who use N-words like that. There's some people that like it. Hey, I've been known to tell a few of my people, in the past that, hey, when we create our safe space, that, hey, there's certain words that's not safe in other spaces, but might be safe in our safe space, right? Mm-hmm. And I got no problem with that. Don't backtrack on it.
The problem is that Mia Khalifa was living in LA too long, and she heard this.
In LA on TV, they be selling niggas.
She's
selling them.
Shout out to Mia Khalifa sponsorship. Come on our show. We can have Aaron talk to you about whatever is on his mind.
Hey, I'll have her on the show because as long as I see her on the Zoom box, I know she ain't making some shitty videos.
Yeah,
we can have her on the show every day. Have her on the show every day.
Just have her keep your screen on, girl. Keep your screen on.
I'm gonna keep my screen on too. I'm gonna be playing Call of Duty and look over to my computer every now and then just to make sure she's still on the screen.
She's get a baby monitor in her house.
Mm-hmm. Close.
Just make sure you see dicks just like pushing to the screen.
I'm gonna be putting in all kind of V chips and child filters to make sure that don't happen.
Militias and million MAGA marches were happening. This was the year of the resurgence of militias, just so they could make sure we protect the Constitution and democracy, defending also all our public spaces from any BLM or whoever other terrorist Antifa groups that were deciding to protest racial and social and economic injustice.
The FBI needs to reestablish the Office for Domestic Terrorism. Not just those guys. Anybody who's a domestic terrorist, anyone, but especially those pieces of shit.
We sort of lost our way since the whole David Koresh and Branch Davidian compound happened, and the whole, what was it? Was it Montana when they had that last shootout? We had the Waco, and then we had the Ruby Ridge one, and like after that they kind of disbanded. They got bad press from it or something, and I'm like, no, man, this is one of those jobs you go get some bad press.
Again, the same way Trump dismantled the pandemic office, he dismantled the domestic terrorism wing of the FBI.
I have no problem with Million MAGA March. I have no problem with people marching. That's part of their constitutional right. I have a problem with the guns out there while you marching. Get the Million MAGA. I mean, obviously they don't know how to count what's 1,000,008. I mean, I hope get them to play one of these lotteries because all I got to basically do is if I'm going to charge $1 ticket and just pay them $1,000, but tell them it's 1 million. And they think, oh man, I want 1 million.
I be getting mad at these militias because I think they just missing the boat. Yeah, I just feel like wanting to yell at them like,
listen, be quiet, bitch.
And it's like black people already.
I done taught you everything else you know about this shit, right?
Yeah.
And about how you how to just live, period.
Yep.
We taught them everything, and then when we want to protest, they out there acting like they got to protect something. It's like, nah, man, just sit your happy-go-lucky ass down at home.
Dude, I know you got a little intoxicated, but you don't need to keep running your mouth.
On to the WTF. On to the WTF.
WTF.
Tyler Perry has stepped forward to pay Kenneth Walker's defense fund. Kenneth Walker, if you don't know, is the boyfriend of Breonna Taylor, who is being sued by one of the police officers he shot at in the no-knock warrant that was being served, or basically the home invasion, as he would have thought it in a stand your ground law state. That officer is now suing Kenneth Walker for assault and emotional distress.
That's the world we live in. We can sue anybody for anything in this country. When I was in Europe once, they thought that. Like, I remember my hostel mates during the time, or hostel roommates during the time, that was like one of the questions that kept coming up in different hostels I had. So do people really sue each other there for anything? And I went out there right after, like not too long after McDonald's. The lady sued McDonald's for spilling the hot cup of coffee on herself.
It's pretty crazy, man. I just found it like, because, police officers, you can't necessarily sue an individual police officer. You could sue the entire, police department or the city, but you can't necessarily,
because they got the money.
Well, they got the money, but you can't necessarily sue the individual the same way. Yet in this way, this police officer can sue the individual who thought he was defending his home from intruders, which just makes no sense to me. But shout out to Tyler Perry. You at least you're doing something good with that Madea money, other than paying Tito Ortiz.
What did he pay Tito Ortiz? Is that who got him in shape and like
Tito Ortiz was a Madea boo too, bro.
He had Tito Ortiz.
He plays his best friend in the Madea movies. As
much idiot and racial shit Tito Ortiz said. How did he read the lines? Because he can't read. Did they have an earpiece or someone said, just repeat after me?
Better actor, Tito Ortiz or Jared Leto.
Jared Leto, man. Come on, man.
Tito Ortiz take on the real idea of method acting. He's like, I'm gonna be myself while I play this role.
I ain't gonna disrespect Jared Leto like that. I ain't gonna disrespect no actors like that.
Okay. Michael B. Jordan or Tito Ortiz.
Michael B. Jordan. At least read. If you can read page, you're a better actor than Tito Ortiz.
He's easily one of the dumbest people on earth, too. He's like, he got broke by Janet Jameson, broke him mentally and emotionally. Shout out to Janet Jameson, sponsorship. Fuck Jonathan Mattingly for suing him. You served a no-knock warrant. You guys kicked in somebody's door. They shot at you. That's part of the job that you signed up for, man. And for you to be suing him and taking him to civil court is egregious. Elon Musk and Grimes had a baby. Grimes had a baby with Elon Musk, and they named it Aeon Flux or some crazy shit like that.
You wish it was Aeon Flux, because then it at least had some real letters in it, and not sigmas and gammas.
So I think they named it after one of the algorithms that Russell Crowe's schizophrenic character played on A Beautiful Mind. Wrote on the chalkboard.
Some of the stuff that was on the chalkboard. You know what? They might as well just name it some of the alien lettering from Futurama.
Pretty sure they stole it from that GIF or from The Hangover when your boy what's his name was doing the mental math in the casino. What's his name? What's that dude's name?
Jack Galifianakis.
Zach Galifianakis. Yeah.
This magic moment.
They should name their baby Software Update.
They just assured that baby gonna be in private school his whole life.
Yeah, he had a hell of a year though. He smoked weed with Joe Rogan. Basically called out American capitalism that goes against his own interest on Twitter, talking about the only reason why we want to get in this war is so we can get access to these lithium deposits, you know what I'm saying, for our batteries.
He's moving all the stuff out of California because he's hating laws.
He immediately supported Kanye West and was somebody that Kanye West confided in about running for president. And then a week and a half ago or a couple weeks ago, he had a rocket that went up and fell apart and fell to the ground and exploded real big.
He also had a pickup truck that did the same thing on stage.
Rudy Giuliani. Welp.
That man keeps surviving.
I'm saying, I don't know how he can go from state to state, get COVID, melting right in front of our eyes, and still be COVID.
Feel like he's beaten it twice now, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. You know, be COVID, dementia.
Rudy Giuliani got more lives than that movie Cats, which is our next WTF. This year, the movie Cats came out, and that shit was whack.
This year?
Okay, no, I'm lost. What the hell is Cat?
Last time I seen my family, they went to go see that shit, and I was shocked.
What's it about?
It was
about the play Cats, but it did a worse job.
It did and they had Idris Elba dressed like a.
And Jason Derulo being the most sexual cat out there.
Pedro, you were complaining about them doing too much CGI for action scenes, man. That whole movie was a CGI.
Yeah, it had all kind of CGI problems. You forgot to mention that. Sure. It had CGI problems. And this is in the movie theaters. I remember my niece telling me there are some parts where like the CGI didn't work and the actor just looked normal.
A shout out to Judi Dench's ring, which apparently in one of the first iterations, you could still see her ring on her finger. Yeah, fuck Giuliani and fuck cats.
Somebody give him a gas pill. He was farting on that conference.
Yeah, he's farting. He's farting in the conference.
Go back. You can.
He farted multiple times.
Uncontrollable flatulence. I was sitting up there. I'm like, dude, you can look at the lady's face. Look, every time he pooped, every time he farted, the lady just look at him. I'm like, man, what kind of shit show are we living in?
Giuliani had one of the best years ever because he's like Antoine Fisher. I'm still standing. I'm still strong.
Nobody gonna tell him to drop his drawers.
Yeah, Nikki, nigga. She was like, nigga, come on in the house.
That's great. That movie make me laugh. I don't feel bad about it either. I never laugh. I cried and laughed in one movie. I cried. It touched me with his story, but it made me laugh the whole way.
Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts is our segment we end the show on. It's an opportunity for everyone to have a chance to complain about something, talk about what's been frustrating them, or highlight something that's been going on in the world that they want to just give a shout out, a positive shout out to. Aside from that, Cutty Corner Shoutout.
It's time. Cutty Corner.
We're burning now. God, if you let it in, hell, so cold and bleeding now. I'm in for it, man. Gonna let you down. He had sex with my mama. We're broken people now. I just said I need a Becky.
All right, Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Cutty Corner Shoutouts. Aaron, do you have a Cutty Corner Shoutout?
I do. My Cutty Corner Shoutout goes out to fantasy sports. You know, fantasy sports has also helped make someone like Robert Covington look good when he really isn't. You know, not that he can't add to a team, but he isn't that great. A little bit to DJartt too for changing our fantasy draft time as he does every year. But during that time, during that first 36 hours of thinking the draft time is on a certain day, I did some research, and Yahoo somehow thinks that a great NBA player like Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, and Jamal Murray are ranked in the lower 40s. According to Yahoo, they are not better players than Mikal Bridges. Is it Brandon Clark? Is that his name? I don't even know the name of some of these guys. Brandon Clark. They're not better than Michael Porter Jr., who was on Jamal Murray's team. Here's the crazy thing. According to Yahoo, LeBron James is the 43rd best player who actually fills up a stat sheet. It's like it doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand what's going on. How does a guy who fills up the stat sheet every category, did it last year, was second in MVP voting, won the Finals MVP, somehow is ranked 43 behind the likes of TJ Warren? TJ Warren, for Christ's sake. Hell, Seth Curry's behind Andre Drummond. What is going on in the world? Kevin Durant. You can say his injuries might slow down his ranking, right? But he should be ranked more than 1 point higher than Mitchell Robinson, the center for the Knicks. Who the hell is Mitchell Robinson, dude? I'm going into this draft blindfolded. Is there a way that I could do a live draft but still let the computer pick all my picks? I'm just going to sit there and watch them. And in fact, no, I'm going to make sure the computer don't pick these people. I got to be on to make sure none of these weak folks are on my team.
Yeah! And that nigga owe me $5.
Pietro, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
I'm going to give a Cutty Corner shout out to Christmas and shipping. You know you're going to have an influx of, especially this year with coronavirus and everything. Everybody's stuck in their house. We're all watching the internet, seeing what's new, all the new fads. And y'all still shopping. Y'all ain't get y'all $1,200 check. I don't understand how people are shopping, sending all this stuff, and we damn near ain't got no jobs. I don't know where they're getting this money from. I guess they're getting it from the gig economy. I don't know. But logistics, you need equipment. You need employees. You need to move your union to the side so you can actually do some work or even pay them union wages. Man, this has been back. I've had a flashback with the delivery industry this year because it's got back to where, we didn't know Christmas was coming. We didn't know we were going to have this pandemic. Yes, you did. They're not prepared. The docks are full of mail. They're full of gifts. But I'll just give my Cutty Corner shout out to the shippers at USPS. They're not doing a good job this year.
Well, they're underfunded due to a pandemic being politicized.
Exactly.
Understaffed and underfunded.
They're underfunded because they got the CEO of XPO in there trying to make some deals instead of doing a good old-fashioned government service for everybody. That's our taxpayer dollars. It's not no damn. This ain't no damn UPS.
I saw the postal service drive up in a U-Haul truck the other day.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
One Cutty Corner shout out is, again, thank you guys for having me on. And the other thing, thank you for the support. I've been podcasting for almost a year, it'll be a year in January. And I've just been very overwhelmed by the support, whether direct or indirect, the retweets on Twitter, just hearing different podcasts like y'all's and others, people just kind of telling their stories and just talking about not just the things that they talk about, but just, podcasting in general, just their ups or downs, learning different lessons and stuff like that. I've really been blessed to hear those things. So that's one. My other one, just real quick, I'm just really tired of people who take Twitter way too serious. 9 times out of 10, people are there for the jokes. And, if you see a joke, don't try to tell somebody, hey, maybe you could do X. Shut the fuck up. It's a joke. Okay. Scroll past it or laugh. I mean, light enough. Okay. Yes. But yeah, that's all I got for Cutty Corner shout outs. But again, I appreciate it, guys. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, stay safe, man.
Rondo Calrissian, do you have a Cutty Corner shout out?
Well, I guess I'll piggyback on Pietro. I'm going to thank all the truckers out there, frontline workers, the Postal Service, all those UPS and FedEx people, anybody that's out there on the roads. I'm going to thank them because they are working hard. It's just, there's a mess at the top and they're just doing what they can. So I thank you guys. And I did want to say, it's not really a Cutty Corner, but I did want to say, Pietro, are you going to get a vaccination since you are a trucker? Are you considered a frontline worker?
Well, I'm not sure if they're going to give it to us, but if they do take it, I'm going to show them a card that I'm actually Mormon. And I'm Mormon, Muslim, and Jehovah's Witness. I mixed the three together. I got my card. So I'm trying to avoid it. You ain't putting that shot in me. No, but you're not going to give me that shot. No, you get away from me with that needle.
Ow! I'm hit. But my vest coat is dead. Yes, I'm alive.
I think they're going to give Pedro that shot that they gave the people in the Tuskegee experiment.
I know I do stuff naturally. I make love naturally to strippers. So I'm not going to sit up there and take no vaccination. I don't know what's in that vaccination. Now, Hooker told me she was okay.
He had sex with my mama.
Well, thank you for your frontline service. So that's what I was getting at.
My Cutty Corner shout out. I guess it goes out to just being grateful and thankful for although we had a really crazy year. I think going over the list and just counting the blessings you have in your own life, you'll find there's things to still be grateful and thankful for, and may we continue to find those blessings and those things in our lives that allow us to have gratitude, because I think that's one of the main things that we should express through all the hard work, through all the trials and tribulations, is the positives that we can hopefully have gratitude and be happy about and find our joy. And although there's been a lot to not be necessarily stimulate our joy this year, I think that we can always still find those things as long as we're not getting too caught up in the hype, which is so easy to do nowadays, and also just getting caught up in the woe is me and the entitlement that America has bred into us, to be entitled, to expect more than what is just reasonable or rational at times. So stay resolute, stay rational, stay humble, and find the things that are your blessings, and find those things that you can be grateful for, because that will definitely color your lenses throughout life if you're able to do that. Aside from that, that is our show, my friends. Have a happy new year, everyone. Happy new year. Any final words? This is our last show of 2020.
I used to do heroin. I took that needle. What happened? Oh, talking about 2020. Yeah.
I was gonna say, for people, people who
take the shot, Aaron. Take the shot.
People wait for 2020 to end. Know that 2021 is gonna start off just like 2020 ending. So don't be too crazy. Stay safe. Don't go out having no big New Year's Eve parties.
Hey guys, like before, enjoy what you have now. 2020 personally was really tough for me because I lost 2 family members. Just enjoy the company you have with your family now. And if one family member is a little nuts and crazy, hey, suggest mental health. Get that person some mental health and do all you can do. They still keep staying crazy, they keep acting crazy. It's in God's hands.
I'm just going to piggyback on what these other guys said. Just stay away from people till you get that needle. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah.
And we're almost through it, but just hang on just a little bit longer. But yeah, have a blessed end of 2020 and a blessed beginning of 2021.
Yeah.
In '88, me and Aaron used to share needles.
Is that true?
Oh no, man, we was 13. Oh man.
Y'all was over there talking about.
I feel good.
Y'all was hanging out with James Brown. Thank you for listening to the show. Keep tapping in with us. Check out our Patreon page if you want to hear our quick hitters. If you enjoyed the style of our quick hitters from this episode, make sure you tap in with our Patreon. Aside from that, have a blessed end of 2020. Have a blessed 2021. I think if anything we've learned in 2020, it's that the world will treat you as such.
You're a black boy.
And I think we all felt like that day. And shout out to Jason, not drunk Jason.
Hello, Jason.
Keep Oprah and Spanx.
All right, y'all. Well, we will leave you with this.
Jared, man, you got me going out here at night.
Outcast, comprised of members of Antoine Big Boy Patton and Andre 3000 Benjamin, entered hip-hop in the early 1990s, a time where hip-hop was fixated on the growing tension between Northeastern and Western Coast rap artists. While the Northeast and West Coasts focused on each other, Southern hip-hop artists like Outkast crept through hip-hop's back door, a stirring re-rendering to the Jim Crow narratives that paved the way for the contemporary Southern black folks. Outkast's music pushes the limits of Southernness and its proximity to black cultural experience. Rather than considering the South's relationship to the future as oxymoronic, Outkast fuses possibilities of the future together, like grits and eggs, collard greens and fatback, Martin Luther King and the mountain top. As I argue in my forthcoming book on Outkast, chronicling Stankonia, King's metaphorical mountaintop serves as the apex for racial equality and inclusion. But the mountaintop is not flat.
I need to listen to that whole thing.
That is so beautiful.
Him and that hip-hop lady need to get together.
Oh, I need him and Rachel Dolezal to do a reading together.
I think in the DC universe, man, they need whoever did the Batman movies with Christian Bale.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, you need to go back and do each one of their characters individually. Do not cross the universe.
Yeah,
it don't work. It don't work because they're too powerful.
What if we get Michael Bay to do the Black Panther movie?
Michael Bay's the run Transformers for Pedro. Please don't talk about that.
No, we do have Michael Bay do the next DC superhero, and instead of Superman shooting lasers out of his eyes, he shoots missiles.
If Michael Bay did the next Black Panther movie, somehow he would have all the vibranium blowing up. And somehow he'll blow up a real house in Africa just to prove his point.
Exactly.
Hey, man, this is the biggest house in Africa. We blew it up.
I want them to get one of them Nigerian directors where people be dying super dramatically. Just that one dude got shot and then started breakdancing and then finally laid down and died.
Oh my!
I sent you that clip.
Oh,
I think I sent you that clip.
Come on, man.
No, I've seen that. I've seen my homeboy Anthony sent it. Shout out to Dark Gemini sponsorship.
Oh man, he started breakdancing and then laid down and died.
It's a shame.
Well, any final things you guys like to see out of the Black Panther series, or
I want to see Michael B. Jordan make a comeback in it. I might talk a lot of shit, but I would like to see him in it. I need more. It's sort of like like that. Like Bird said when Magic retired the first time, and Bird said, "I had no reason to play. I couldn't get up no more. I can't get on the podcast no more if I don't see Michael B. Jordan in more movies. I need him. I need Drake to keep getting women pregnant. I need these things."
AG3, listen. If Michael B. Jordan, if he stopped, there is still reason to podcast Mia Khalifa.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
And Ben Roethlisberger is still playing.
Ben Roethlisberger don't keep me on the podcast. It keeps me contacting women's shelters and making sure everybody okay and they got enough money. It keeps me donating my money to women's shelters in the Pittsburgh area.
or Tahoe bathroom area.
Or Tahoe bathrooms. It's like, hey man, keeps me like, man, between Roethlisberger and Chuck Berry, no women's bathroom is safe.
Yeah, for real.
The ghost of Chuck Berry still haunts every women's restroom.
If they ever get together, I'm gonna tell women, hey man, just pee in a cup in the car from now on. I'm telling everybody in my family, pee in the cups. I'm rolling around with that. We are not visiting no bathroom, man. Somehow Roethlisberger and Chuck Berry they together.